Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So I have two videos coming out today, both Walking Dead videos actually. I'm really excited to get into this. I'm just looking at my schedule right now and yeah, I'm really excited. I get to watch Candyman tonight, so expect my Candyman review. I'm going to post that tomorrow just because there's no point in posting it like really late tonight. I'll post that tomorrow. It should be up at some point in the afternoon. And if you're going to watch it tomorrow, let me know down below if you're excited for it and all that. And also if you have watched it already, definitely post your thoughts down below. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about the movie because it's getting pretty good reviews, so I definitely am really excited. And then also tomorrow I'm going to be doing another Spider-Man Green Goblin video, and now since I broke down the trailer and I've kind of been talking about those things, I actually want to get into some topic videos and actually talk about what I want to see from the Green Goblin in the Spider-Man movie and what is likely going to happen, and you know what I mean. So yeah, there's a lot here going on that I can see on my schedule, and Saturday later on at night anyways, or I guess early Sunday morning, we will be doing the watch party again and watching episode 3. So stay tuned for my episode 3 review dropping that night, as well as my episode 4 trailer breakdown. Anyways, let's talk about Heath, because I know that this is something that a lot of people have been really asking me about and to do a video on. It's like over the last week anyways, I would say. Like over the last week, people want to know what my thoughts are on the whole Heath situation, and I just figured, you know what, I might as well get into it, and this will probably be the last Heath video I do unless somehow he magically shows up, but I really don't think he's going to show up. So if you're new here, make sure to be a subscriber if you want to get more Walking Dead content like this. Again, the show is returned now, and episode 3 will be airing this Saturday. I do weekly reviews every single Sunday, so I keep saying the show's returning Saturday because that's the day that I'm waiting for, you know, but the show's technically returning Sunday. It's just like at midnight Pacific, right? So anyways, so as everyone was pointing out to me, Heath's name was found in episode 1. If you actually look at the Wall of the Lost, you do see Heath's name there, and it was such a minor detail. I mean, obviously the focus is on Tommy, Yumiko's brother. That has to be the main focus. But when you actually do like a freeze frame of the shot and you kind of analyze some more of it, you do see Heath's name here. You actually see a number 24, I believe, and I'm not entirely sure what that is. It could be his age. I think it's probably just more of an Easter egg or tease at the television show that he left The Walking Dead for, right? Because he left The Walking Dead to go do other projects, and 24 Legacy, I believe it was called, was one of them. So I think it could be a little tease or Easter egg to that, but nothing more, I don't think, anyway. So the question I have for you guys is, will Heath actually return? And I'll give my opinion on this. No, he won't. I really don't think Heath will ever return to The Walking Dead, just because it makes no sense. And the thing is about the character, he's a very minor character, right? Like, he's not like this major character or like even a notable character. He's someone that I bet you there's going to be people in the comment section saying like, who's Heath, right? Like, he's kind of at the same level as Morales, I would say. And I know they brought Morales back, but that was just a crazy ass decision by Gimple that made no sense and was just criticized as shit. I don't see them bringing Heath back. I just don't, because it really doesn't matter in the end, and he's not going to affect the story at all, because the only relationship he had that was kind of close with anyone, I would say, was, I guess, maybe Aaron, in the sense that they were both from Alexandria, but also was Tara, but Tara is now dead. It's the final season. You also have a lot of characters. I don't think it makes a lot of sense, honestly, and just because of Corey Hawkins and the plans he has for his career, and at least how it seems he navigates through his career, because he likes to do a lot of these smaller projects. He likes to do like as many roles as he can. He doesn't want to stick with like a minor role or, you know what I mean, for a very long time. And I think at this point, it doesn't make a lot of sense to bring Heath back. What would he serve if he came back? If you think about it, if he came back to the story, what's actually going to happen? I mean, the only thing that I could really see is that he mentioned stuff about the CRM, but that has nothing to do with Rick. There's going to be nothing there that he can really say about Rick, right? Unless, of course, he was there for many, many years and then left, and maybe he knew something of Rick, but like, there's really no point in all of it unless the actual plan is to do something like, well, Heath comes back and he tells everyone, Rick's alive and we have to go and save him. And so the Daryl and Carol spinoff is set up that way, and so you have Heath on that show as like a main character, or maybe I guess a recurring character, side character, or whatever. But I don't see it happening. I do think Heath is just kind of gone now, and I mean, I guess we'll get into Angela Kang's comments here before we get into more of that. But Angela Kang was actually asked about this the other day after this moment happened, and people spotted Heath's name. Insider asked Angela Kang just about this, and this is Angela Kang's response. in any season that we're doing, we do ask ourselves questions like, is it useful to bring somebody back or not? Does that contribute to the story? Without getting into any specifics, it's something that we consider, but we rarely do. So that's not to say yes or no, it's more about our process of thinking about it. If it's relevant for the story, then we'll think about doing it. So that's Angela Kang's process. That's not Scott Gimple's process. I wish that was there during season 8, because I think that would have really prevented them from bringing Morales back, because I just think that was a huge mistake. But yeah, I mean, looking at this here, she's not really denying it, but she's not really confirming it as well. She's just kind of giving a non-answer here. But I think it makes a lot of sense. I think what she's trying to say here is that there's not a lot of reason to bring him back. And I think that's the thing. Like, he's one of those characters that like weirdly was written out and weirdly had this like weird mystery tied to it. And I think if they're ever going to do anything with Heath, it's going to be in the movies. I think it's going to be something where Rick is there at the CRM, finds out Heath died, or even sees him. Maybe he'll come back and play the role again, right? So as for the show, I just don't think Heath is going to come back, and I think it would be insane for that to even happen, because I think the character is done. Like, do we really care to see Heath? Because if you're asking me that, I actually really don't. I think back then I was more excited about seeing Heath in the sense that I was wondering what happened to him, because there was some mystery there. But once we got the reveal, and I know that, I mean, he was basically like Hope, or he was basically like Rick in that sense. Rick was traded to the CRM or given to the CRM by Jadis. And so I kind of view it like who would I rather see, Heath or Rick? Well, obviously Rick, right? And I'm more excited for that. I don't really care to see Heath. And it's been so many years now since he's been on the show. I'm kind of over it at this point, to be honest. I do think it's just an Easter egg. It's just like this Easter egg that shows that, you know, Heath is kind of still around, or like, you know, I'm sure there's other stuff on the Wall of the Lost as well. There might be something on there about Glenn, or like, you know what I mean? Maybe they put John on there for John Bernthal, right? Like just little tiny things that don't really mean anything, but they'll use some characters' names that have went missing or that have left the show kind of thing, right? Like I think that it's just a little nod to the character. It's little things like that, because he did go missing. But I do think that, I mean, I think you got to think of Heath's death and the whole Heath situation as his character kind of served as a sacrifice for Jadis to make to the CRM, right? I think his death or his disappearance showed what the CRM are capable of and just what they're doing over there. And I think that is something that's the only reason why I could see him actually coming back in the Rick movies, is to serve that purpose. So that when Rick goes there, he has someone that's there that is recognizable, and maybe he's dead or something crazy is happening to him. Maybe they go into this walker room here and they see that he's a walker, and they're doing tons of tests on him, and maybe he's not completely dead, or maybe he is just dead, but he's a walker, but this is the kind of death he had, right? I think that would be super shocking and would elevate what is actually going on and how intense the situation is and scary. And that's kind of the only purpose I see. For him to come back, I just don't really care. Unless they want to just have him come back as like the side character or whatever. I'm not against the idea. It's just, I'm not going to be excited for it. If he shows up, like, oh, there's Heath. Okay, I guess he's back now. But obviously, we're just going to have to wait and see. This is just my opinion on it, and it's just my opinion. I obviously could be completely wrong on this. They could bring him back. They could find ways to bring him back that actually matter. And so, yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Post all your thoughts down below. Make sure to be a subscriber if you want more Walking Dead content like this. My next video is actually going to be on Negan and the Commonwealth, which I'm really excited to do, because I want to talk about Negan finding the Commonwealth and staying there, and what his thoughts are going to be on this situation. Because in the comic, it's something that we don't actually see a lot of, if you think about it. He just kind of goes missing. He's not a part of the arc at all. And so I want to... There are certain characters that you know how they're going to feel. Like Daryl, right? You know he's going to hate it. But what about Negan? Is he going to hate it? Like, how is he going to fit into this next arc? And because we are ramping up to this arc, and because of the way episode 2 ends, I feel like it's time to talk about Negan and what it's going to be like once he gets to the Commonwealth, especially when you take into consideration all the Maggie drama that's happening right now, because that's definitely going to feel whether or not he wants to stay there or not. But anyways, I'm going to leave it here. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.